The episode starts off with Miss Natalie jumping up out a pink and black Benz, looking very much presidential. I mean, girl looked good, okay? She decided to put together, call this little meeting for the first group of girls, okay? Which just so happened to be the baddies, not baddies, but BGC OGs. So it's a lot of girls on this season, y'all. It's about 20 of these bitches, okay? But the first girls that we see is Janelle, Seven, Bree, Persuasion. We see Judy J, Camilla. We see Lo London, Miss Cat. We see Jayla, and we see Sarah. So when the girls come in, Natalie's sitting down and she starts taking off her shoes. She like, no hugs, no hugs. She don't want nobody hugging on her. My God, the bitch is traumatized because she had been getting snuck left and right. So she don't want nobody coming up on her, right? Don't get me wrong. The way she said it was kind of, you know what I'm saying? But these girls should be more understanding of the fact that Natalie always getting snuck. So I wouldn't want a bitch hugging on me either. But Persuasion got her feelings about it. So her and Natalie started arguing because Persuasion was like, bitch, I'm not one of them weird ass bitches that snuck you. Like, don't be treating me like that. You know what I'm saying? Type vibe. And then next thing you know, Bree starts going at Natalie because Bree, if y'all don't know, has an issue with Natalie behind that whole baddie shot o'clock thing, okay? So apparently Bree was the one who started it, but Natalie took it and ran with it. And basically it's been a marketing tool for the baddies, okay? And so Bree feels like she missed out on a lot, like Natalie took something from her, which technically she did, but in situations like that, Bree, if you, like, just in general, if something comes up and you know that you the originator of it, you see that you think it's gonna be popping, trademark your shit. Put some paper and some stamps behind your shit so that a motherfucker can't just take something that you work hard and created for, or something that was your creative and run with it, okay? I do understand Bree's frustration, and the fact that Natalie just still refusing to admit that Bree came up with that is diabolical, being that we all seen her come up with it on the show. But hey, child. So while all of that's going on, at this point, Natalie's arguing with Persuasion, and Bree, Tanisha walks in. All the girls gets up and hug Tanisha. I don't know what it was about Tanisha's presence, but Natalie had enough. Natalie said, fuck that bitch. She just got up and started to leave. My thing is, I feel like it's a couple of things with Natalie and Tanisha's vibe. I feel like Natalie feels a way about the way that the other girls receive Tanisha. And also, Tanisha have a tendency to be condescending. Like, I can't stand arguing with a bitch that instead of listening to you express yourself in an argument or express yourself, you can't really have a conversation with people like that either, because they like to sit up there and like twist your words against you, be real nice, nasty, condescending, kind of like. That's kind of what Tanisha does. I don't see her argue with people, and she got this way of like being so nice, nasty. She'll sit up there and act like you just going bananas for no reason. Like, she's one of those. And to deal with that on top of bitches that's already kind of like ganging up on you. You arguing with Bree, you arguing with Persuasion. Child, I would have been the fuck out of there too. Anywho, when Natalie decides to leave, Bree decides to come for Lo. Now, I didn't see where Lo said anything to Bree for Bree to be snapping, but apparently before they all walked in into that meeting, everybody was cool and on one accord. That includes Bree and Miss Cat. So when that includes Lo London and Miss Cat. So anywho, when Natalie left, Bree and Lo London started going back and forth. And next thing you know, like, Bree was really trying to motherfucking fight. So her and Lo London, they were about to get with it, but then the security broke them up. And while the security was breaking them up, Kat came out of nowhere and just snatched the fuck out of Bree. Like, mean snatched her. Snatched that bitch so hard, she probably had whiplash. So the next group of girls that we get to see is Biggie, Mariah with her corny ass confessionals, Tinka, who don't got super thick. I mean, that baby weight went straight to her ass, which was already big, mind you. Okay. We get to see Biggie on a mat, Tasiki. Okay. So anywho, Tasiki and Anna end up pulling up last, but Biggie and Anna, but the girl started asking Biggie about her relationship with Anna. And they was talking about the thing that everybody talked about, how at the last reunion, it was so many reunions, I can't even remember which one, but Biggie stood behind Tinka and let Anna basically get jumped, okay? And so Biggie's trying to say, oh, no, I wasn't standing behind Tinka. What was I saying to you, Tinka? Tinka was like, Biggie, you was behind me. He like, bitch. Like, girl, we all seen it. Like, Biggie, why is you lying? Like, anywho, as they're discussing this, Anna Mac and Tasiki walks out. Now, Biggie and Anna ended up, making up. And I think it's more so on the fact that Anna was like, if anybody took accountability, Anna did. Anna just felt like, we all three as a friend group was going through some shit and we wasn't being there for each other. You know what I'm saying? But it happens. In real life, shit like that does happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could be going through some shit and your friend might be going through some shit, and while y'all both need help, it's like when you in your own turmoil, you don't know how to reach out and help another person when you got your own shit going on. When you feeling so down about your own problems, it's like, how can you be there for somebody else? But sometimes, y'all, as hard as it is, you gotta persevere, because while you think you going through it, somebody may be going through it worse. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it does healing to one's spirit to be able to provide comfort to somebody else in a time where you going through it. That shows a big show and a strength of character to be able to come through for somebody, even if you feeling hurt. But with that being said, those two, they made up. And then they asked Biggie how she was feeling about Smiley. Now, we know Smiley gonna be on this season. Ugh. But they asked Biggie how they feel about Smiley, because Smiley had been fucking cloning Biggie's phone, trolling the shit out of Biggie. We all seen the clips with Smiley, calling Biggie pretending to be the Zeus Network and all of this. So we know it's going to be up with them. They asked Tasiki about her and Krishan's situation. She says that she's excited to be on a season with Krishan, but she said that Krishan basically apologized in front of the family, but she feels that she deserves a public apology. And with that, I agree. With the degree of vileness of those accusations, yeah, I feel like if you're going to apologize, you're going to accuse me publicly, bitch, apologize publicly, okay? So I agree with you, Tasiki, on that one. They talked about Tinka, okay? So Tinka still got beef with Tommy. Tinka calls Tommy her bestie. Basically, she feels that if Tommy want to say that she ran into the bullets, then Tommy needs to run into her fist. And if you ask me, fair is fair, right is right. So this guy pulls up in the middle of them talking, and all the girls go to looking crazy, particularly Mariah. She looked like she was scared somebody was coming. The ICE was coming to get her ass. So the guy comes out and he hands the invitation to Anna. And it's he hands this paper to Anna, this envelope. And it's an invitation to, Natalie is inviting all the girls to a dinner, okay? We know how that's gonna go. But the fact that she had to do it so incognito type, okay. So now we get to see the next group of baddies, okay? So we're getting into some of the baddies who just left from the previous season. So we see Summer, who, by the way, looks damn good in that confessional. Big legs. Dolly walks in with Sukiyana, okay? Sukiyana, ooh, I just love me some Sukiyana, okay? And the bitch looked good. And this is probably the first time I'm realizing how little she is. Because when she came in and gave the girls hugs, especially when she gave Summer a hug, I was like, damn, yeah, Suki is definitely little. Hell, she's smaller than Dolly. Damn. She just got a big ass personality. So anyway, they go to getting into the whole Summer and Tasiki situation. And Summer explains how she was on a live and she made a live, and Tasiki commented about the live saying that she didn't like the fact that Summer did a lot of cussing in front of the kids. So Summer was like, well, if you don't like me doing the cussing in front of the kids, what about what you did to your sister? Okay, mind you, she was bringing up allegations that Krishan had on threw out there and stuff like that, right? So when she said that, Suki was like, okay, so how do you feel like you're going to do in that situation? Someone was like, I don't care, I don't care. And Suki was like, okay, well, that's all good. But you was wrong, though. Okay? You was wrong. You was wrong. When it comes to family business, you need to stay out of that. You was wrong. And Suki's right. Like, when it comes to shit that involves family members, nobody should be getting their ass involved. If you're not related, it's okay to have your opinion. Everybody gonna have their opinion anyway. You can talk amongst whoever about your opinion, but to bring that shit to somebody who's actually involved in it and it's a family situation, it's best not to get involved in those type of situations. If you got an opinion about it, comment, whatever, stay the fuck away from the people who's actually involved. Okay? So she was wrong. I mean, she was right about Summer being wrong for that shit. Dolly said that her and Tasiki at some point had made up because they asked Dolly about, how she feels about Tasiki. Okay? And Summer tried to make it seem like Dolly beat Tasiki up. Dolly was like, well, I stood in there. Because Sukieta was like, no, you didn't. You did not beat Tasiki up. Dolly said, well, I got all my teeth. I stood in there. Here's the thing, because I keep seeing that in the comment section. I be seeing it in the comment section where people keep saying, oh, at least she stood in there. At least she stood in there. People, please tell me, when did it become a good thing for a person to just stand in there? Like, bitch, either you won or you lost. Where I come from, you win the fight or you lose the fight. Somebody has to be the winner and somebody has to be the loser. Okay? Standing in there. Since when people start getting credit for standing in there? Like, what the fuck is that? Like, bitch, yeah, you got into a fight with a bitch that wanted to fight you. I mean, duh. Like, since when a bitch get credit for standing there? Either you whooped their ass or you didn't. Child. So, anyway, we see another group of girls. You got Scotty coming in looking like fucking Rapunzel. No, she looked like that girl from Frozen. She looked like that Elsa. What's her name? Elsie from Frozen. That's what the fuck she looked like with that long blonde ass wig, coming in with the little skirt on, looking like a prep school scripper. But she looked good though. We got to see Rolly. Her hair was beautiful. I love that long brown highlighted wig that Rolly rocking. That looks really nice on her. Okay. We see Sapphire and then Krishan. Now Krishan says that she wants to be called Rock now. I mean, not Rock, but Krishan and not Rock. She don't want to be called Krishan Rock. She's dropping the rock, okay? I guess it's part of that whole godly image she's trying to portray. Who knows? So, next up, we see Tommy, DJ Sky. They come in, walk into the restaurant, all right? So, Tommy, they asked Tommy about the beef that she got with Tika. Tommy really, to be honest, it seemed like Tommy really ain't on that shit. She say like, she got a case that she trying to beat, and she got a lot going on. She ain't here to beef with none of these bitches, okay? And I concur, Tommy. But I'm gonna tell y'all one thing. Those of y'all who watch Tommy from Love and Hip Hop to the Tommy now, those are two different Tommys, okay? This Tommy right here seems like she don't calm down a whole lot. I hope so, because the bitch keep catching cases outside of this Baddies shit. Okay? And then Scotty makes an announcement to the group of girls at the table. And she tells everyone that she's pregnant. Okay? Which is no surprise, because unfortunately we had not heard rumors on the streets before the show aired. But it's nice to know that you're pregnant and it's a confirmation, and you and Lenny is happy for y'all first baby together, and thank you, congratulations, and congratulations on the bag, Scotty, okay? You is set for life, my love. Alright? So, anyway, we move on. We get to see the rest of the baddies, okay? So, out comes Tavy, Fauna, Cold Killer, and Smiley. Now, some of these confessionals, the girls are giving. Some of the girls are just giving. But some of them, I'm like, what the fuck? And Tavy was one of the what the fucks. I mean, Tavy, what the fuck was you wearing? A fucking American flag fucking balloon. It looked like she was wearing a garbage bag. I don't know, but that look was just not the best for me. Now, Cold Killer, on the other hand, I love Cold Killer's confessional look. I mean, homegirl looked good. She ate that shit down. Her and Summer, they surprised me because both of them had really good confessionals. Okay, so next up we see Nunu and Big Gretch. So they enter the facility. I mean, at this point, this last group of girls, they at the restaurant. Okay, and so Nunu and Big Gretch walk in. Now, when Nunu come in and do her confessional, she tell myself, oh, yeah, hey, y'all, this Big Nunu. Bitch, shut up. Because since when you was Big Nunu? Bitch, we been calling your ass Nunu. Like, for real. Big Biggie, Big Gretch, Big Lex, Big all of this shit. Everybody want to be big. Just shut the fuck up. And then Fauna comes in. Mayu, she comes in. She looks cute as hell. Y'all know Fauna looks like a little black Barbie doll. But when she come in, homegirl start taking off her wig. The bitch took off her wig, put on a swim cap, and put on another wig on top of the swim cap. I said, bitch, what the fuck is you doing? Get ready for war? Like, goddamn, she just pulled a switcherooski on everybody. Just came in there pulling out her extra gear. But I'm gonna say, fuck that. Stay ready so you ain't gotta get ready. And then the last girls to walk in the restaurant was Summer, Lex, and Dolly. So Summer walk in, Baddies, boop, 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 boop. Next thing you know, Mariah Lynn comes from out of nowhere and sneaks Summer when she comes in through the door. Tag ass. Now, don't get me wrong. Summer had a good 15 seconds of stuck before she jumped into action because she was looking like, like, bitch. She looked like, bitch. But they got to thumping, okay? And I'm going to tell y'all one thing about that little Mariah. That little Mariah is a scrappy bitch, okay? I mean, she took Summer ass through there. All right? Now, this whole beef between Mariah and Summer, it baffles me, okay? Now, I won't say it's unjustified because Summer did sneak the fuck out of Mariah at the Baddies something auditions. It was a auditions. Child, they had so many Baddies shows at this point. The last auditions, I'll put it like that. The other auditions, whatever auditions it was, child. But Mariah Lynn Summer snuck Mariah, okay? Apparently she was mad because Mariah had supposedly told her that she was going to get a ticket, but then didn't get her the ticket. So Summer said, I got you, bitch, and she snuck her. Ironically, sneaking Mariah is what actually helped Summer get on the show. But with that being said, she was on the show for 2 seasons without you, Mariah, so she didn't need you. You don't need her. Like, at this point, it's whatever. But also, I noticed that when Tasiki came in, Mariah was like, she got Summer for talking shit or whatever. Or when Krishan came in, she said she got Summer for talking shit about her sister. So that must have been, long overdue. So I won't say whatever. I won't say it's unjustified because Summer need to get her ass whooped. Her in her mouth. All right. At this point, you got Summer and Mariah fighting. Okay, I believe they went like 2 rounds, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so you got Summer and Mariah fighting. Both of them bitches got their wigs off, looking crazy as hell. You got Tinka still trying to fight with Cold Killer. At this point, Tinka had took off her bangles and threw her bangles and hit Cold Killer with it. So Cold Killer and her trying to fight each other. And then on top of that, Biggie decides to run up on Smiley, and that is where the episode ended. Okay, so next week we're gonna see the girls are fighting. Okay, it's gonna be fight everywhere. From the little sneak peek we got, look like they finna be throwing it down, and it also look like they gonna activate Tasiki. Okay, because you gonna see Tasiki slapping a cow who's shit out of Summer. I mean, it was ridiculous. All right, but y'all stay tuned for my next recap. This one is gonna be a little bit late, but it is what it is. I'm gonna drop episode 1 and 2 recap simultaneously at the same time at this point. Okay, so with that being said, let me know you guys' thoughts about this first episode of Baddies USA. I have a good feeling about the season. It's going to be a lot going on. Okay, so y'all just stay tuned for episode 2 recap. With that being said, I love you folks. Deuces.